Hello, let me just make sure I got this right. Hello everyone. Hello. Let me just wait for a couple of people to come on. Hope you're all good. So today I went to see Tom, and it was a bit emotional to be honest, because obviously it's the first time I've ever seen him in a. All right, Don. It's the first time I've ever seen him in a prison environment. Obviously, last time there was no communication with him at all when he was in prison, and it was strange because when we turned up, we actually got taken to a different section of the prison. At first, they told us that it was going to be a closed visit, which we found very strange. Closed visit basically means you're going to be behind a screen. And that you'll only be able to use a telephone to communicate through the screen with him. Ezra wasn't happy at all. Ezra went on a bit of a mad one because he could obviously, we didn't know why they were doing that. We speculated because maybe of me turning up with the events and everything, they wanted to listen into what we were talking about. But then it transpired that it wasn't a closed visit, and we went in. It was weird. It was strange because obviously we've gone through all the processes and everything, and then we sat down in this room. It was a tiny little room, and the next thing, I see him walk through the door. And the first thing I thought is he's lost a lot of weight, but in a good way. It looks like he's lost weight that he's been doing the gym. He doesn't look unhealthy. He looked good. He looked good, and he was in high spirits. He was in high spirits in terms of knowing that it could have been a lot worse. I think that saying goodbye to the children for him and his wife was the main upset for him. But then we sat down, and I wanted to know what was going on. What did you do every day? And he was telling me that they've given him a section. Basically, I don't know if you know Ian Hunt, the guy that murdered those two young girls. They actually made a section of a prison in Belmarsh specifically for people like him to keep him away from the other prisoners. So they put him in this block, and it's a standard block like a prison cell. He's got a bed, he's got a TV, he's got a kettle, he's got all those sort of things. So I asked him, "What do you do? What are you doing?" And he said, "Well, they let me out in the morning. I can speak to the kids, speak to his wife." And then next door to him, he's got a little room, a cell next to him with a bike in it, one of those exercise bikes. And known from when we went to the gym, he loves exercise bikes. So hopefully that's keeping him sort of been able to do a bit of fitness as well. And the letters that are coming through. So let me tell you about the letters that he's been getting. At the moment, he's getting the first week's worth of letters sent through, which is like a pile like this. And he said he had a smile on his face as soon as they came through. He doesn't really watch TV. He listens to music and just sits there reading all the letters. He basically found out what had happened after the sentencing from the letters. People that were there on the day that marched with us all through central London, or ended up in Parliament Square. People obviously explaining different situations, what will happen on the day, and you could see in his face that was really helped him to be completely sort of alienated from the whole of the world, to then be told what's going on from the outside from his supporters is fantastic, because you get a real insight to how they're feeling, how it's made them feel. He's also told me about various letters that he's read, and they're from people that have only been know about him for the last year and a half, and they started following what has been going on, and obviously all the court cases, and he's you talk about a 63-year-old woman in Scotland that was talking about, she talked to all her friends about it, and so it was good. So that was that letter side of it, and then I went on to sort of prisoners. So I said, do you get any contact with anyone? He said no. The only people he's had contact with, which is great in these circumstances, is Julian Assange. Is literally, so if this was the window of his cell, Julian Assange is like over there in the corner. So when Julian Assange is in his cell, he'll hold out the window, and they talk about all different things, which is great. I mean, Julian Assange has got a lot of information in his head, and I'm sure those two have been having some deep conversations, which is good, because And he's talking about Ross Kemp. Ross Kemp was there the minute that he came in. So when we were there, we obviously realised that he was doing some sort of documentary for the prison. As soon as Tommy came from sentencing to the prison, the cameras were there waiting for him. And Ross came into his cell, sat with him, spoke to him on camera, discussing all sorts of bits and bobs. So apparently the documentary will be focused a lot on Tommy and Julian Assange, because you have two of the most censored people in this country, both sat within 10 metres of each other, both been isolated. I think Julian Assange, from what I understand, is in the medical ward, which is opposite Tommy's cell. That's why he can speak to him. But they're still there now, so they talk. The other people that come around so let's talk about the prison staff. Prison staff are treating him well. I met some of the Screws prison staff today, which would basically look after him. And they were lovely ladies, lovely ladies. We had a little bit of a giggle, a little bit of a joke with them, which was just shows the sort of character they are. It doesn't seem like there's anyone there that would, be doing anything naughty just because of who he is. But that could all change. This is the point that he made very carefully is when he was in the last prison before he got taken to Onley, everything was fine. He had no problems. He was happy. But then suddenly he put something out, and then suddenly he got moved. So it's all well and good saying that he's safe and happy now, but that could change at any point. He could be taken to another prison, and then it all changes. But as it stands right now, he's in good spirits. He's reading all your mails, all the emails, all the letters that are coming through, and it's really keeping him going. I understand he's got visits coming up with family members over the next week, so he's going to obviously have that as well to lift his spirits. And yeah, I mean, on the day-to-day, he literally just comes out of his cell, speaks to his kids and his wife in the mornings. He's allowed to go for around the exercise yard for an hour. Then he goes on the bike for an hour and gets back in his cell and starts reading again. That's pretty much all he does. He's reading the letters. So, and as I said, the only letters he's had so far from the first week. So this weekend he'll get the letters from last week, which then obviously he'll be reading as well. So if you are writing to him, keep him going. They are really making his time there better. We spoke about various bits and bobs. Obviously, there's been a little bit of stuff been going around. Certain people trying to, for some reason, undermine some of the things that Tommy does, the movement itself, Yeah, so what I would say to that is you've got to ask yourself why people start to slander him and his movement when he's away and he can't defend himself. That sort of shows the characters of those people. And all I would say to them is that they're irrelevant to the movement. They're irrelevant to how we're looking to go forward. What Tom specifically asked me to do is unite people, unite the groups, unite the political parties together to get them on down on the third. There's no reason that everyone can't come together. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same country. Our kids all go to British schools. They're all going to grow up. Any infighting within our movement, it should just completely be obliterated out of it, because we are a positive movement. We're looking to move positively forward, and we welcome anyone into the movement that wants to walk with us and push the message that Tommy's trying to push. We don't like specifically racist people or xenophobia, all this whatever. Stay out of it. We're coming together as one. Anyway, let me not waffle too much. Let's talk about the third. Now, I was about to release the information about the third, about location, and I've just had a phone call from Richard Inman, and he's asked me not to, and I totally agree with the reasons he's just told me why. Because there are certain bits and bobs that are going on in London, and we need to clarify a few things, because the last thing I want to do is right, we're at this location, and then suddenly we have to change it, because people are going to want to do the car parks, the trains, and the last thing I want to do is mess any of you around. So in the next 24 hours, the location will be out, but it's central London. I mean, just make sure you're in central London on the 3rd of August. It's that simple. It will be within that central London part. So, that's all you've got to know until the next 24 hours, and it will come out. What Tom specifically asked me to say to you guys, he just wants to thank every single one of you for the continued support. that you're showing him. I mean, you really, really are keeping him going. You really are making sure that he is on the right path to coming out. And because it was funny, because he said to me, he said, in his head, I mean, any lefties that are watching this, media, whatever, he said, even if I did breach the reporting restrictions, he said, the other charges is that he incited his followers to go after these people. When we all know, and it's actually on video evidence, he said, Dan, how are they getting away with it? How are they getting away with actually lying in court? It just shows. And I think Tommy's very interested in making sure that when he comes out, he's going to pop the lid off the whole thing. The Rape of Britain documentary is massively on his mind. That is, he believes, could be some of the reason why they want him gone. They don't want this documentary aired. This documentary will shatter the police system, the social services systems in these locations, and also highlight the perpetrators and their families and everyone that's involved. Because right now, every single stone should be overthrown. We should be speaking about all of them. No one should be safe. When it comes to children and everything that's going on in his heart, he's saying no one is safe. And when he comes out, he's going to put one of the most powerful documentaries he has ever made together, and he's going to unite the country to show the country what the government and what the government are hiding from us. But in terms of Tom, he's fine. The 3rd of August is massively on his mind. He's asked me to say, please come down on the 3rd of August and show your support for Tom. It's going to be a family event. Bring your mum, your auntie, your cousin, your daughters. Bring everyone, because we're going to have various political parties on the stage. There's going to be no agendas on the political party side. They're just going to speak from the heart. I'm going to be reaching out to Anne-Marie Waters, if anyone can, just let her know that I really, really want her to come down and talk on the day. I think she's got a great message. Also, Gerard Batten's going to be there. Obviously, there's stuff going on with Gerard at the moment. We're behind Gerard 100%. And there's some very, very interesting things coming. Very, very interesting things. Obviously, I was at the House of Lords not long ago, about a week ago, and I was given some privy information about what they're looking to offer Tom when he comes out. So, stick by them, stick by him, and we're going to have a great day on the 3rd. We're going to make sure that we're massively heard, and again, just to show how much love there is in this country for this man. And the other thing I've got to mention, I haven't laughed. I mean, I've been stressed, really stressed, the last sort of few weeks. Everything that's been going on. 2 minutes, darling. And I've been having my bank accounts frozen. I've had letters coming through from 5 years ago from a court thing about saying they're going to put a warrant out for my arrest. And the thing that's completely just annihilated me when I went to see him is the OAP thing. I mean, he was in absolute stitches when he actually got the paper, and it was on the front of the paper that an OAP had decked him. He could not stop laughing. He literally could not stop. The bullshit that is coming out from these lot. I mean, how they get away with it, obviously we know they get away with it, but it's complete madness. Isolation. There's no physical way at this, from what I've seen today, and from what I've heard today, there's no physical way that he can be attacked. There isn't at this point. The governor comes down to him daily. The governor, and that's not normal in every sense. It's not normal. The governor comes down, sits with him, talks to him, makes sure he's happy, because I think they've realised, especially with the demonstration outside of the prison. He basically had the governor come up to me and said, I'm hearing there's a demonstration going to be outside the prison. He said, yeah. He said, obviously where I was treated last time, people are concerned for my safety. And he said, well, okay, what do we need to do to keep these people away? And he said, look, I'll keep them away. You just give me my visits, give me my rights, give me my protection that this prison should give me, and I guarantee no other protests outside the prison. So at the moment, we've got to give them their dues. The prison system inside Belmarsh are doing what's right for him. But as I said, that happened last time, and it changed very, very quickly. I'm looking to get on another visit, hopefully in the next 2 weeks' time, to get another update. I think Ezra's coming over as well, because it's important that we continue to make them aware that if anything changes, God help them. But please send a message. Any person that's trying to put any doubt in anyone's mind about Tom's message and about his movement, just tell them to go away. Don't get involved in it, and don't allow anyone to tell you anything different than you know. And it shows the characters of people that attempt to try and discredit a movement of a man that's suddenly set in a prison cell away from his family. So those people, shame on you. He's done a lot for all of those individuals that are potentially coming out on a bit of a hate speech side of things with him, and he deserved a lot better. But as I said, we're united as a group, as a movement for Tommy. And on the 3rd of August, this is different. This one, I know, this is not going to just be your standard stand there and singing and shouting. Me and Richard have got some great ideas to change the dynamics of these protests, to bring maximum impact, to get the message clear as day across to the government that, we're not going to accept what they're doing, and in time, hopefully, we can all come together as a movement, as a country, and put a stop to what's going on. Because at the end of the day, you're never going to do these things on your own. You need everyone to come together. When you go to war in Germany for the Nazis, you don't just have one part of the army. You all go and you all fight the risk. So I'm asking every single one of you, please stop the bickering, unite. And another thing that I've been hearing people saying that they think that I'm receiving donations through Tommy's thing, and I'm running. I don't have anything to do with TR News operation, their publications, anything. I don't receive £1 from any donations that goes directly to Tommy or to Tommy's movement. So those can be squashed, and I'm going to look forward to making positive impact into getting the 3rd, one of the biggest things we've ever done together as a unit, one unit. Under Tommy, and getting him, making him feel loved inside there. Keep writing to him, keep throwing your messages of support, keep putting your statuses up, keep putting your videos up, and let's get to London on the 3rd of August. Let's have a great day, making sure that he knows that we love him and we support him, and we're always going to be there for him. I'll be in Manchester this Saturday for a gathering for Tommy. But the main focus has got to be on the one in London, because that's the big one. That's where all my effort's going into. But I'll be back in the next 24 hours with a location. I'm really sorry. I was supposed to give it to you now, but Richard is right. With the information we've had to come to light this afternoon, it's better if we just wait, so that when we give the location out, it stays that location, and it can't change. 3rd of August. I'll see you in London. Don't let me down. Don't let Tom down. You've got to be there. No excuses. Get your ass down to London. Let's have a great day. Thank you, everyone. I've just seen some donations coming up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every support, all the support messages I'm getting. And if you guys get any questions, I'm going to put an email address on my Telegram page. If you've got any questions about anything, how to write to him, how to email him, how to do anything in terms of, you want to know how to get to London, if you're not too savvy on things and you want information, just email me. All right. Got to go see the kids. I literally ran in the house, was in for 2 minutes, came live on with you guys, and we'll go and see the kids, and I'll be back on. Thanks everyone for the support, and Tom loves you. He really, really does. He appreciates everything, and I'll see you all in the next 24 hours. I'll be back on. See you later. Actually, I'll tell you what, any questions? Let's do a couple of questions. I never do this. People ask me, have we got any questions? Give me a question. Anyone got any questions? Anyone got any questions? I'll give it a couple of minutes. If anyone's got any questions. I don't know what Lucy Brown's up to. She's a nutter. Don't know what she's up to, so I'll leave that there. Americans help. Get the Americans to know about what's going on. The power of this movement has been the voices of the people. Tommy puts the message out, and then it scatters through the people. The Americans, please push Tommy's videos into groups, push his message into groups, make people aware in America what's going on, make them aware of the 3rd, get involved in that sort of way. I think that's probably the best way the Americans can get involved. He loves the stickers. He said pictures. If you've got pictures of so you put stickers on places, or you put banners up or anything, send him pictures. Can't do it by email. You've got to do it by post. Yeah. Let's just go down, make sure let's have a look what it's saying. 1 second. So food, yeah. So he gets food that's given to the block that he's in, and only the prison guards will give that food out. So the prisoners will make the food, There'll be no indication as to who gets that food that they're making. So they will basically, it's safe. He's happy, he's eating it, and he looks well. He's fine. Yes, they do read his mail first. I believe that he told me that anti-terrorism squad actually opened his letters before him or something. So yeah, they do read them, but he is getting them. So, as far as he said about Julian Assange, he just said that he seems in high spirits. I mean, he talks to him. I think he gets on well with everyone. But Julian Assange, so Julian Assange told him that he has his hearing in February next year. February next year that they're doing a hearing. So he's been kept in a Category A prison in the harshest conditions, and he's got to be there till February next year. It's a complete stitch up. The whole thing's a stitch up, same as it is with Tom. Can you come to Southwest for a demonstration? It's difficult doing so many demonstrations at the same time because there isn't enough time. If we had more time, we'd do various ones in different locations. But there's nothing stopping people in those locations just coming up with a page or coming up with a group of individuals that are willing to go to bridges and put banners down and do stuff like that. So that's going to be good. You can do all that sort of stuff. So release date's in September. Not entirely sure if I'm allowed to tell you when the actual release date is, so I'm not going to mention that. But it is in September. Appeal. So appeal is he has his the lawyer for the appeal. He's seeing them this week. So this week, I think it's Thursday. Thursday, he's seeing the lawyer on the appeal. So fingers crossed that goes well. I know he's had a few quotes which are like stupid amounts of money, like ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, if you put the amount of money that man has spent on legal fees in the last 2 to 3 to 4 years, you're talking in excess of 1.5 million. There is so much money that's been pumped into that into legal fees. This is why the average Joe can't go take people to court. This is why the average Joe can't take companies to court, can't take people to court, because it just costs too much. So legal fund, I think it's on TR website. I'm sure it is. Have a little look on the tr.news website if you're looking to donate to any of his legal funds. I'm hearing there's going to be a massive counter. Yeah, so listen, there's a massive counter demonstration every time we do something, and they're just wet lemons. Absolutely wet lemons. They are just complete idiots, and the police are normally pretty good with them. The Antifa, I have heard Antifa are looking to come, but I think the police will be doing their jobs to try and keep them away, because we'll have families there, and God help them if they even tried to come near us with the women and children there. We'd have to deal with ourselves, but I'm hoping it would never come to that, and I guarantee it won't. But massive counter demonstration looking to happen. I mean, the veterans are going to be there. I'm hoping to God that all the veterans can be there. Anyone that's watching that's a veteran or has a veterans group, please just get together. I'm happy to give you a stage. I'm happy. This demonstration will be recorded around the world. So please, if you're a veterans group and you want to put your message out there about what's happening to the veterans, you're more than welcome to stand on that stage as long as you want and tell the world what your message is. I've got no problem. We've got no problems with that, and Tom specifically said that as well. So, anything else? Did he hear? Yeah, protest outside the prison. He heard everything. He even heard me and Safa shouting on the louderphone. He went, "Oh, Yaks, it's me and Safa." And he actually heard it, because where we were, everyone was there. The green bit that we were, his block is literally there. So he heard everything. He heard the fireworks, and the whole prison went mental about it. It was the talk of the prison. All the prison staff were laughing, and obviously the higher prison staff were all sort of shitting themselves, because they thought, "Is this going to happen every week?" Well, let me tell you, if you treat him wrong, it will happen every week. So that's another thing as well. If anyone's got access to anyone that's got like a band, I think someone said a pipe band or any sort of band that plays maybe patriotic music or anything, please get in touch. I'd love to be able to give you an opportunity to stand on the stage and do sing, do what you do. So that would be great if you can do that. What else we got? So Ross Kemp documentary What he's doing is he's basically doing a documentary about Belmarsh prison conditions, and even Tom said, he asked Roscoe, he said, there are big problems in this prison, aren't there? And he said, yeah, there is. And the other thing that Tom mentioned about it, that I should mention, is he is visited daily by a Muslim imam. And I said, right, okay. And he said, no, he's all right. He looks through the window, sees you all right. And I said, okay. So you've had a Muslim imam come to you and talk to you. Have you had a Christian, priest of any sort? No. The only ones that seem to go around that prison are Islamic faith preachers, imams, which is quite strange, really. I don't know why that is. I know, right, the kids are waiting. I've got to go because they've got to go to bed soon. Listen, I'll be back on next 24 hours. So sorry I couldn't give you the location. I really wanted to, but Richard was right. And I'm going to speak to him over tomorrow morning. We're going to get the location to you as soon as possible. But Central London, 3rd of August. Make sure you're there. Please, Tom appreciates everything. And he's fine at the moment. And he just can't wait to get out and give you a message to everyone. But take care, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.